Okay. All right. We're going to clear out the
I love
bad
this.
vibes in here,
Yes.
Yes. Have the self-care coach in the building.
Hello,
Addy.
hello. Yes.
Yes. Get a little sage up in here, right?
Yes. Cleanse the energy.
Yes. Cleanse the energy.
Energy.
Hey, what the name of this show?
I talk great.
I talk great.
Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. I talk great, and I am here in the building with the queen, Adeline Frederick. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing awesome. You know, we had to start off with the sage,
Yes.
clear the air.
Yes. Cleaning the energy.
Yes, some clean energy today. But you go by Addy Speaks.
Yes, I do.
Where'd you get that name from?
I got that name from God promising me to still use my voice.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. She said, God promising you.
Yeah.
God promised you?
Yeah, we kind of made a deal.
Really?
Yeah. It was like, if you allow me to heal you, I can
Mhm.
still use you.
Mm,
You can't go into this next level the same,
okay.
And so first I was, a little iffy about it because I'm like,
Mhm.
no, you can't use me, God, because, sometimes you feel ashamed,
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then, but God was like, but I still called you. You're still my oracle. You're still my mouthpiece. So I'm going to want you to speak, and then shame can't go with you.
Okay. So you're speaking on his behalf or her behalf?
I'm speaking on the behalf of what's written.
Okay. I like that. Well, before we go all deep,
Don't
right?
let me deep now.
Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Nine Cuatro?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you know how to switch it up.
Sure did.
Okay. What part?
Fort Lauderdale, all my life.
Fort
Yeah.
Lottie Dottie.
Yes.
All right.
Looking for something new, but all right, we're going to figure it out.
Okay. Well, what's your
Yeah.
your background?
I'm Haitian. My parents came from Haiti.
Okay. So ça passe.
Yeah, Nabule.
Right. Do you speak Creole?
I do. How fluent? It depends on the conversation.
You know,
Yeah.
I've heard that amongst Haitian
Haitians,
people. They say-
especially the one that is born here.
yeah, they say you don't speak proper.
You know,
Creole.
it's like it's Ebonics.
Okay, so y'all kind of do this like what
Yeah.
up though?
Yeah, it's. I feel like the Haitians that were born here speak double Ebonics because Creole itself is considered Ebonics because French is the language. So Creole and then Creole, just Creole and a half. We speak Kringlish, like
Kringlish.
yeah, that's what we used to call it in school.
I thought Creole was like a mixture of the French and African.
It is.
Okay.
But see, don't quote me. Yeah.
No, she said, don't quote. Okay, so have you been to Haiti?
No, but that is a goal.
No. Okay.
That is a goal.
All right.
Yeah.
But did your parents like raise you with the culture, or they like Americanized?
My parents, more so my mother, raised me with the culture.
Okay, your mom.
Yes.
Okay, where was your dad?
My dad had departed from the home. Like he left the house.
So he just did.
He stuck up the deuce. I woke up one day, I ain't see him.
Really?
Yeah, he was gone.
Okay, how old were you when this happened?
I think I was between like 5, 6 years old. My brother didn't even turn a month old. I'll say that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're an only child? I mean, no, you're not an only child.
No, yeah, I'm the 5th girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were having fun, huh?
Yeah, listen, 18 years, 18 years.
Wow. Okay. So you were 5 years old, your dad left, but you weren't old enough to kind of understand why he left.
No, we was of age to ask why. I remember asking why. Why are you gone? Why are you not here? And all we got was you're gonna come and visit me soon, or I'm here today. I'm gonna come down. And there'll be some times where it be a false promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know how tough that can be,
Yeah.
but also not to make any excuses, but I do know sometimes you don't really want to tell your children everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't believe any parent just leaves just to leave.
Right. And sometimes you understand why because you saw what was going on.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, so you got some wisdom there.
Yeah.
You saw what was going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so lead me up to what were you doing school-wise? Did you go to college?
Yes. So I'll kind of start from, again, my parents derived from Haiti. I was born here, and I grew up in a home where it was normal to be the way we were, because we were in church.
Mm-hmm.
So if we weren't talking about church, or if it wasn't about church, there's nothing wrong with us, right?
Okay. So when you say the way we were, what do you mean? Like, how were you guys?
Well, again, I'm the child, so from looking, it was toxic.
Mm.
You know, abuse in a home. You
Okay,
know,
like verbal, physically.
all that.
Wow.
Yeah,
And this was a church home.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I used to wake up to arguments, and it would be sometimes during school days, and you will see what was going on. You know, sister had to jump in. It just was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you weren't really at an age to know why the arguments were going
No.
on. You just heard it.
I felt like growing up, I saw a lot of pain.
Okay.
And I was in the middle of it. I was in the middle of seeing my mom break down and cry in a room. I was in the middle of seeing my sister break down and cry 2 a.m. in the kitchen, trying to figure out where's her dad. Because, again, I'm the 5th child, but then you have 2 that's ahead of me, or 3 that's ahead of me that live with my dad, you know, full out. So you see them, you know, crying, where's daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my sister's like, okay, where's daddy? You know, like it wasn't like an emotional thing. It was like a logical thing.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of imbalanced when he left, because he had a strong presence in the church, a strong presence in the home. He was highly respected, and we would hear stories about him. You know, like, we know not to mess with your daddy. And I was like, why? Oh, girl, we know when your daddy come, we sit. You know, and it was that type of vibe. And that's the dad we had. Now,
okay,
as we move forward in the story, you'll see more of him in the picture. So
did you guys continue on with the church when he left?
Yes, it was like nothing happened. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I feel like from what I've been seeing and in a lot of churches is that there's a big old elephant in the room and nobody's talking about it. We're just moving along. And then looking back, I wondered, were they even helped in the process? You know? Because he left, but I know my dad was dealing with some things.
Okay.
And that's why even to this day, I can't hold him. I won't hold him. Like, I know he has to take accountability, but I won't hold him to a state of anger or resentment, because everybody experiences trauma. It's the person who takes time to deal with their trauma, you know, but I don't think he did. And I don't think my mother was even aware that she had trauma.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, you know, the older generation.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Especially the Haitian community.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's more so
Caribbean,
the Caribbean community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that information in regards to healing and psychological issues.
It doesn't make sense.
It didn't really, not to say it didn't exist, I just don't think it was available to the older generation at that time like it is now.
Yeah.
So we may be the ones that have to learn that information and bring it back to them if they want to accept it.
Exactly.
Right? So, okay, when did you discover that you needed self-care? Because I know you're a self-care coach, right?
I am a self-care coach.
Okay.
So I'll take it back to 2020 when, leading up to my first accident, I was in my prophetic training. Again, I was in church. I knew the gift that I held, you know. And so a couple of months later, after joining my sister's ministry, I was in a car accident.
Oh, no.
And it really affected me, because during the pandemic, I was dancing. I was going live. You know what I'm
dancing
saying?
Like in the club? Or?
Praise dancing.
Oh, okay.
Nah, we're going to talk about the club.
I wasn't sure. Coco's, Kick of Diamonds.
Listen, no, I don't do that type of club.
Okay,
But, you
all
know,
right,
I'm
all
more
right.
so like restaurant vibe, or that has the music. You
So
know,
you're just
I like
having
dancing
fun.
club vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But during the pandemic specifically,
Uh-huh.
I was praise dancing. And
All right.
sometimes I wouldn't go live. I would just turn the music on and I would just be dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been dancing since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
So after the accident, I kind of was bothering the chiropractor, like, hey, when can I dance? When can I dance? And he was like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I need you to not be dancing until I can do what I need to do with you. Or if you continue to dance, you might need surgery. And that was like hold on. I already know what it means when somebody cut you open. It's never the same.
Yeah, no,
So-
right. Oh, wow. So how old were you when you were told that you couldn't dance?
So right now I'm 29. So I was probably like 27.
Okay. Wow. So the fact that you couldn't dance, that really had a
It
real
really,
huge.
because it's like I'm one with dance. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I don't even have to know the song and I'm already in the groove. Like
Yeah.
the rhythm is nothing to me, you
Uh-huh.
know? So it's like, what do you mean I can't dance? And then
So that was the moment that you realized that you needed self-care?
well, let me move forward a little bit.
All right.
Something kind of happened when I went back to the church. I had to wear a back brace, and I couldn't sit too long. I couldn't stand too long, so it took an emotional toll on me. And so I started, questioning a lot of things because I had to be home and before I went back to church, I had to be home.
Uh-huh.
I was home a lot. And then I started to think, like, what's going on with me? What do I believe? Who is Addy? Because now dance has been taken away. So that's like an identity. Something of me been taken away. And so I just been trying to figure out the rest of me. And in that, I kind of, pulled back from church and I started practicing mindfulness because I felt like in that moment, even though I had my sisters, but there were times where I needed people, I needed life to be spoken to me, but it wasn't there. And
Okay.
so I started to, go to God and cultivate that relationship. And so I didn't feel the need, and this is my story. I didn't feel the need to go to church because I was not getting what I needed from church.
Okay.
I was getting it in the presence of God, and that was in my solitude.
That was in your solitude.
Right.
Okay. So when you came to this realization, right, how easy was it for you, or were you still kind of procrastinating a little bit back and forth?
It wasn't easy because I had to unshame myself with what the church will shame you with.
Okay.
Right. And so to get more understanding of why I had to self-care, I remember when the doctor was telling me, and then let me not skip this, right?
Okay. Yes, let's not skip.
Right. When the doctor told me that he needed to help me heal in this process, I felt like God was using that opportunity to help me heal inwardly.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Internal.
saying? Right.
Okay.
And so they were both doing their work, the doctor, God. And then you have the doctor saying after 6 months, hey, you can go. Your back is fine, but just don't do too much because we don't want to trigger anything.
Okay.
And then so now in that moment, again, what I unshamed myself with, I was like, I can go dance. I like dancing compa. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I used to go to these game nights and parties, and I just started dancing. I go in dancing. I come out dancing. You can't get me off the dance floor. I was by myself.
Yes. Yeah.
You feel me? And so they was like, can you teach me how to dance? Can you teach me? And I'm like, I could teach you, but, I came here to have fun because I've been in the house so long, and it was just, I'm here to release.
Yeah.
And that's how I release.
That's how you release.
Yes, and
Okay.
so.
It's on a higher level here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. As you said, you like to dance, and you stepped away from the church because you needed to.
I just felt like I wanted to cultivate my relationship with God. I didn't need no other voices because I felt like the other voices were like, they'll tell me they'll help me, but then they won't follow through. And then I'm stuck with the aftermath, right?
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, well, let me go take this with God, because ever since I did that, I've been like very close to God. I've been seeing what God has for me. I've been hearing what God has for me, and God has been showing that for me. So it's like, I'm not saying I didn't need church. I'm not saying church isn't necessary. I just said for me specifically, that was over for me.
So you were more connecting within that allowed you to connect better with God.
Yes.
So do you think that our bodies are separate from who we really are?
I do believe I feel like if some people can understand that we're the duality part where we're spiritual beings and having a natural experience, and I had to, like, me in my solitude, all that revelation was coming out, and so that's why I was like, oh, I love what I'm doing here. Like, I love cultivating this part of me. And it was not being cultivated in the church. It was serve here. And nothing wrong with serving. I have a heart to serve. I've been serving since I was young.
Yes.
Because you want the women in ministry. I've been serving since I was young. But every time I would ask them to teach me, it's been a problem. Like, oh, go to this, go to that. And I remember I went to my pastor. I said, can you teach me the Bible? He told me, before I even opened my mouth to ask him the question, oh, you want a boyfriend. And I'm like, I what? No. I said, I want to learn the Bible. Oh, okay, good. Go to so-and-so. And I went to so-and-so. So-and-so said, I'm busy.
Oh, wow.
I'm traveling. And
So
we get accustomed to seeing that, like.
Okay. I hear you, right? So then how does healing and the ministry tie together then?
Healing and the ministry, as far as like the church healing.
Well, healing for your inner self, because you said you had to step away in order to heal and connect with God.
Yes, because
so how does the healing and the ministry come into one?
Well, see, when I was in church, I was always sold out for God, like still am. But it was seen as, oh, you doing too much, you know. And so when I disconnected from the church house, I still kept that love of God with me. And so the healing, if I can go a little further, the healing happened when I was experiencing a lot of disappointments from people.
Okay.
And I didn't know how that was affecting me in some way. You understand what I'm saying? And so in that, I had to heal. I had to heal from what I saw as a child. I had to heal from just from pain, you know, just God showing you things. This is why you had to go into healing. This is why. So it's like I'm healing now. Now, how is it connected to ministry? It's connected to ministry because in order for you to be effective to people, you have to first come whole. So my ministry, whether it's in the church or not, is still a ministry. It just may not be in a church house.
That girl had to clap it up for that. That girl got bars out here. I was waiting to see how you was going to line that up to connect the dots.
You know, God, he be doing his thing, okay?
You know? Okay. So, like, when did you know you were being yourself and not being influenced?
Goodness, when I said forget y'all, you know, sorry. But I was like,
okay.
I feel like I'm me again. I got to a place where I can look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, this Addy's not faking it, or Addy's not holding anything back. She's one with her, you know, and people don't get to that place.
No, that is so true. Yeah. And you just said something so key. You were able to look at yourself in the mirror, you know? Right. So what are some other shackles that you feel like society has made normal?
Oh, goodness. Some of the shackles is toxic relationships. They made toxicity normal. I'm talking, you know.
Blueface and I forgot the girl name. But.
Child, let's not. Don't bring that energy in here.
We're going to have to say it again.
Oh, goodness. We cleanse that one. But the fact that I see that on TV, that is heartbreaking because people go through that, but it's not fun. But you got the young kids. You know, I'm an educator. I'm in the school. And it's like you got these young kids ready to operate in those type of dynamics. I'm like, baby, slow down.
Yeah.
That thing can kill you.
Yeah.
It can take your mind away. You don't understand the depths of it. People lose their life and stuff like that. But they, you know, I don't want to see for them. But they're not heading in the right path.
No, you're right. You have a lot of these youngsters, like, you know, my kids, they're in a relationship, my son. He's like, yeah, my girlfriend, I gave her my password to my Instagram, you know, so she could trust me. I'm like, but why you even got to do all of that?
You know, that's too much.
And that's a lot of these young kids out here. And I feel like it's just social media too. Yeah. Social media plays
a huge influence.
Yes. And a lot of these kids don't realize that. And I think parents too, because they give them these gadgets so they could go do their own thing and not realizing you're leaving your kid susceptible to looking at TikTok and all of these.
And then when they come home, they're like, who is this child? That's yours. The one that you left abandoned. Watching VH1.
Exactly. So what would you say to people that are comfortable in the dysfunction?
I would say that you have, because I have a story in that. But what I will say is if you're not careful, you'll lose yourself. And not everybody make it out.
No, that's true.
Not everybody make it out. I'm talking about like, not everybody make it out.
Yeah.
You know?
What about those people that say, well, that works for you, this works for me?
It doesn't work for you. You're lying. I'm going to call you a liar because if it did, you'd have been healthy. You wouldn't look so depleted. You wouldn't look so dehydrated. Healthy relationships makes you look healthy. And when you start looking outside of that, that means you're in a dynamic that's outside of the will of God. Like you're lost.
But how can they identify that they're within the trauma?
They won't be able to identify that until they be truthful with themselves. And I remember where I had to be truthful with myself. I had to ask myself, do I like this? Do I want this? And if everything is resulting into a no, then I need to move the opposite direction. Something ain't right over here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that self-reflection is important.
Self-reflection.
People don't do that.
Yes.
They just keep going in survival mode. They don't know how to relax.
Yes.
I had to learn to do that. And before I was even reading books about that, I was telling myself, slow down, because we don't like it here.
Okay. So how does one become a self-care coach?
Well, first I took self-care as the face of what I do, because I had to do self-care to get out of my trauma, to get out of my low place. But the whole thing is a life coach, speaking life into the people, because I understand how it feels to feel internally dead.
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Internally dead.
Internally dead.
It got that far?
It got that far. Listen, we gonna talk about it?
Wow. Okay. I mean, if you're comfortable with explaining how did you get to a point of being internally not here? Because I do know that can happen.
Right.
Like certain traumas can allow a person to just operate off the flesh.
I would say that it was revisiting. But see, I didn't know it was trauma. Again,
Okay.
I thought it was normal.
Okay.
Your friends like, it's normal, girl.
Yeah.
And you like, girl, okay.
Girl.
So
You like girls?
No,
That's normal.
that's Wait, I ain't say that. Oh, what I said was, your girl's like, yeah, girl's normal, yeah. I have nothing against that, but
No.
that wasn't my ministry.
She said that wasn't my ministry. But no, I mean,
But
depending on the environment that you're around, that
Right.
can,
it can influence you.
yes, it can
Yeah.
stop you from that path of self-healing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I tell people that all the time. Like, you look at your friends, it's who you are.
But see, and that's perfect what you said, because that's also why I had to distance myself from a certain group of people. Not saying I
Yes.
don't love them, but I felt like there was not understanding why healing was a choice and not an option. And see, that's where the death was in. The death was in giving yourself to people, giving time to people that they didn't deserve. And then so you find yourself in a dark place, depleted.
Okay.
And you're like, God, I ain't got nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And you feel so empty. And that's when I was like, I call myself a healer, because if you speak to me, I'm going to give you advice. I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to encourage you. But at that moment, I didn't have that to give to myself.
Okay.
I only had enough breath to call God.
Yeah.
And he was already in the room. And so God was like, that's when he took me to the year 2020, because in 2022, that's when it started. And when he came in the room, he was like, the doctor released you, but I didn't. You understand? The doctor healed you, but I didn't finish my work.
Okay.
And so when I got that revelation, I said, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And then he was like, just do your part and I'm going to do mine. And that was it. And then I remember shuffling through my journals, because I remember journaling. And I did something so weird, because I never go back to the beginning of my journals. I don't do that. I just start next page.
Okay.
And sticky note that. I just start next page, but I went back to the beginning. And I saw a pattern. I saw the same story. And I said, ain't God the author and the finisher of your faith?
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't think God would have you write that same story. We're choosing our narrative, because he put the pen in our hand. He said, write it down and make it plain.
Yeah.
And you making things plain that you don't want in your life. So why are we still moving in the same direction that we don't want to see, you know what I'm saying, for ourselves?
Yeah. Wow.
And I called my friend and said, yo, I'm seeing the same thing year after year, month after month. She was like, and she, I don't expect my friend to know what to do. Just hear me out. Because I sometimes you be calling, you got the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just want to be
and then
heard.
sometimes you just want people to
right,
listen
just
to
hear
you.
me right quick. Because I
Yeah.
felt like my mind was spinning when I saw that. Because that's why journaling is important. It's for
Yes.
you to document your life. And so when that was going on, she was like, yeah, man, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And then I flipped to the last page and I was like, this is the end of my pain cycle. That's it. I'm not doing this no more. I can choose different.
Yes.
And that be okay. And then I started journaling on my journal that I created. And because I didn't want to use that until January. But I was like, baby, we're going to start our new story now. And we're going to use a new journal now. And so I started working in that. And I went to the park. And I just was crying because I'm like, to see that I was going through this, I allowed this. Because people don't understand. They take control of their life. You take inventory of your life and you'll see, hey, this person don't belong.
Yeah.
and you'll do the elimination without attachment, with your heart, and not feeling sad, not feeling bad, because you understand what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I had to move. And that's how, I had to end the pain cycle. And it was rough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I felt like I got punched because, when you sit in reflection,
Mm-hmm.
God showed you all the things you allowed this person to play in your face, this person to play in your face. And you like, damn, if I knew myself, I wouldn't have let that happen.
Yeah. So do you think you got to a point where self-discipline was the key?
Oh, discipline. Because I when I started using self-care, like working on my body, just putting my energy onto things that is going to benefit me, I started to understand that I had to make a choice. And with the choice comes the outcome that you want. And so I was like, okay, Addy, are we going to do, because, again, I was partying. I was in the club, honey.
You was in the club.
Listen, you can't sit me down. I was the dance partner, okay? I was
Sorry.
I was the dance partner, and I do have a project coming out in dancing, but
Okay.
we got to get my back together.
Yes.
But I was asking myself, you gonna go partying still? Because I can still do that, but is that important now?
Yeah.
Is that what we see every day in our future? Because
I mean, but were you partying and like drinking and smoking, or were you just because I know Haitians, I've been to like a Haitian club.
Yeah, but
And it seems
I
more-
did it responsibly because
Okay.
I was my own driver. Like, I
All
gotta
right.
take myself home. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So a drink will get you on the dance floor. Another drink will keep you there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And then you drink water, take you behind home.
Okay. So there were some drinks in the mix.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Some cremas.
That cremas, now, listen, I couldn't do no cremas now. That thing, they charge in the club. Them Haitians don't play. Okay?
Nah,
Do a little mimosa and a little
Okay.
Moscato.
So, all right. Explain like how the greatest coach is the actual individual.
Ooh, the greatest coach is the actual individual. Oh, I feel like when you know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not even the title, it's who you are. If I can just say it like that, it's not even the title. I come in with the care. I come in with peace. I come in with love. And I come in with discipline. So, yeah, it's not even the title, but self-care is important.
No. You're right. Let me see. You did some work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You did a lot of work. Let me
I
not
did
say
a lot of
some.
work because
But do you think? Do you think the healing journey is continuous, or does it have an expiration date?
there is no expiration date.
Okay.
Because, again, when I was in my second car accident, I had to practice self-care immediately because I knew what it did to me the first time, So I was like, I had to heal again. I had to slow down. Okay. We're not taking no appointments here. We're not taking no phone calls here. So it's never ending. It's always continuous because if something come in your memory, now you got to reaffirm who you are in God so that don't take over you as so you don't identify with that.
Yeah.
Because anybody can hurt you. You step out, something happen, you're going to have to heal from that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like healing is kind of every day. You always got to take an inventory. What's going on in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
What happened between this conversation? Did you like it? You just got to talk to yourself.
Well, people are dealing with a lot of negative beliefs about themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think those things come from?
They come from, your childhood. Like, people believe that they're not worthy, so they stay in these toxic relationships. They believe that they deserve it, so they stay in this environment. You don't have to stay there. That's why I want people to understand that, like, you don't have to stay in something that doesn't serve you. You don't have to stay in that toxic relationship. You have a choice. You feel like nobody else gonna like you, they don't like you. If that person like you, I'm sure somebody else can find you very much appealing.
Yeah.
So it's.
No, you're right. But I think sometimes people get complacent in a certain.
They get comfortable.
Yeah, with a certain
Yeah,
style of things.
Yeah, it's comfortable to have something that you know.
Yeah. It's like, I know this.
Yeah, like I'm familiar with this.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but is this familiarity good for me? Is
Yeah.
it healthy for me? We don't want to think like that because we feel like, the person going to tell you you're doing too much.
Yeah.
So it's like, think for yourself.
And that's a red flag right there, too.
It is.
You doing too much. You're here trying to eat salad. And
What you... No.
No, you're right. It be those little comments like that. Oh, you going to the gym?
I was going to say that low vibration food.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
No, you're right. Oh, and what she had was low vibration.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that, but that's still my girl.
It was funny. No, but I kind of understood. I ain't even going to lie to you. 'Cause that was a lot. But anyway.
Okay, so you were looking at more so because it was a lot.
It was a lot. Like
Okay.
when you care for your body, you won't put all that inside you.
So you could just put a little low vibration,
I
as
mean,
long as it is a little bit.
You know, because you won't stay there. You know what I'm saying? Eat too much low vibration food, you won't stay there.
No. You're right. You're right. I totally agree with you.
And some people don't know how to hop back off of that.
Yes,
That's
yes. Yeah. You know, not to say nothing wrong with
Nothing
you guys,
wrong with
but
that.
that's how those
got-
things can happen.
Right.
Because I feel like, okay, even when you look at like Lizzo
Mhm.
or Fat Joe,
Yeah.
Rick Ross, there's no Fat Joe no more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I get why they have to try to make themselves feel good because, okay, you know, you're trying to
Well, you
have that
have to,
confidence,
right.
but you're still overweight. I
Right.
won't say fat.
I would say unhealthy.
Yes.
Make sure you don't reach the point where it's unhealthy for you.
Yes.
Because some people are big and healthier than the one that are skinny. Just make sure you're healthy.
No, exactly.
You know, because I don't.
No, health is wealth. You
Health is
can't
wealth.
get to the bag if
If you're
you
trying
know,
to carry the other bags. No, I'm
exactly.
joking. Being so silly. Oh,
You know,
man.
so okay. So sorry. I was trying to segue real quick. You know?
Oh,
All right.
goodness.
So is every obstacle you face an opportunity for growth?
Yes, I almost say something else. Heck yeah.
Okay, no, you go ahead.
And, you know, I feel like I
Be
got
you.
to listen. I feel like I got to the place where I love it. Oh, you want to challenge me, God? Let's go.
Okay.
Because that's going to tell me whether or not I overcame this, and that's going to tell me what area I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
I still got some things I need to work on, but
All right. I like the vulnerability.
you know, like I feel like, but God, if you know you working on yourself, and God throw you something, you gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna send it back,
Mm-hmm.
because God is trying to see where are you growing.
Yeah.
You know, where do you want to grow?
Yeah.
You know, so
So what do you say about the people who are stuck in the obstacle?
they're stuck because it's a choice.
Really? You think it's a choice? You think
it-
it's that easy?
It's not easy, but you have a choice. You
Okay.
understand
No.
what I'm saying?
Yes, you do. You do have a choice.
I mean,
yes.
when I tell
Free
you,
will.
listen, it's when I say it's not easy, it's I don't even know how else to explain it. Like it's
Mhm.
hard, but the reward is at the end.
Mm.
You know, I remember years ago, I was walking up and down this bridge right here, and I was telling people, I'm gonna see you at the finish line. The finish line is you being so self-aware that you know yourself well enough to know that, okay, I know I'm a spiritual being living in a natural experience, that if this come, I know it's not that person, it's a spirit. That spirit is trying to see where I'm at. It's a test.
Yeah.
You got to understand your whole trajectory. You got to understand everything.
Yeah.
You can't just live in a, you know, in your mind or just as a human. You got to know your duality. You got to know your spirit first.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
always an opportunity to grow.
No, I 100% agree with you with that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important to apologize to your new self because of your old self?
Oh, you see this self-care workbook?
Yes. Let's. These are written by you.
Yes, they are. I have many books written by me.
Wow.
Many projects to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's an author as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Let's
am.
get that out there.
Put that over there.
All right.
But,
all right. So where can we get that to purchase?
Oh, on Amazon. Just put Adeline Frederick, or go ahead and click the link on my bio and take you straight there.
All right. Okay. So do you think it's important to apologize to the new version because of the old version?
I would say the other way. Apologize. Yes. Apologize to the new version for the old version.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. You always got to tell yourself, I'm sorry that I allowed this to happen.
Mhm.
I'm sorry that I allowed this person to mistreat you.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we knew better, we would do
Okay.
better. You know?
Okay. So how much is your old version still here, or is it totally eradicated?
I say, listen.
What's the percentage?
Oh, good. You want the percentage? Just don't mess with me. No, I'm joking.
No, it's okay.
Leave me alone. No, I'm just joking. I say 10%.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always
10%.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I know what I'm fighting. Oh yeah, 10%.
All right. No, that's excellent.
You know, they say get your tithes and offering 10%.
Okay. So why should you never judge a person on the chapter you walked in on?
And I tell you this, from what I experienced, because sometimes you got to be on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know what God is doing with that person. God is literally writing that person's story. So you have no, I remember telling my cousin, I said, she was like trying to talk to me about somebody. I said, no, don't even show me their picture. Because if God tells me to minister to them, I can't judge them first. I need to come with love.
Okay.
So never judge a person by where they are in their life. that's a part of their story. That's not who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that the hard way. Yeah.
Do you feel like you ministering could interrupt the karma that they may have to go through to learn their lessons?
I feel like if you come into someone's life as
Mhm.
the light, that is a warning. I'm trying to help you.
Okay, the light is a warning.
I'm trying
Okay.
to lighten your load.
Mm.
I'm trying to let you know what? Let me give you another chance. And it's up to you to take it.
Okay.
It's up to you to take it.
All right. No, you're right. It's
That's-
up to you.
that's-
Choice again.
Right. That's why we got the I Am Light workshop, the healing workshop, July 2nd.
All right. Just plugging it in. Make sure y'all out there. Go ahead. How much is costing to get up in there?
Well, none of the proceedings come to me.
Okay.
You're literally paying for your canvas, so it's $50.
All right.
You're paying for everything.
So where's the proceeds going to?
Oh, that's their venue. That's their venue. It's gonna be at the Painting Twist on Davie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You come, you just pay for your seat and enjoy the music, the food that will be provided.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll hear my story, and then you'll also get good feedback from mental health advocates that I'll have come and speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sound like a vibe.
It is gonna be a vibe.
All right. I'm gonna have to pull up there. Okay. So should a person expect to be filled the same way they pour?
What do you mean by that?
Like, you know how some people pour into people, right?
Mm.
Should they be filled up that same way?
I'll tell you this. I had to learn that the law of reciprocity is very important.
Okay.
So if the person don't have the capacity, it is up to you to understand and fall back.
Mm.
But always, if you're going into a situation, don't expect anything to come back to you. But you need to understand that if you can constantly pour and nothing comes back, then you need to sit
You
down.
need to exit left.
Yeah, stage
Okay.
left.
Okay.
Yeah. And it also depends on the dynamic though. Now if it's ministry, then I will pour.
Pour.
You know, but I know where to go get my energy back from. I go to God. So that's
Okay.
nothing to me. But if I'm dealing with someone and I'm seeing a pattern, I gotta go left.
All
And
right.
that's just it.
Okay. No, I like how you said that word, reciprocity.
Yes, it's
You know,
very
a lot of
important
people
because
don't know about that.
I felt like when I was in this in that world,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting nothing back. And I didn't think that was nothing. You know, I grew up, my mom give. I mean, she cooked for the freaking community. She just give,
Yeah.
you know, and she don't ask for nothing much, you know? And so you grow up thinking that, I'm not saying it's not okay. What I'm saying is at some point, if they're not giving back, you need to fall back.
Hey,
That's just it.
dropping bars.
Bars.
Fall back.
And they don't like that.
Yeah, no, of course not. People are getting mad at you based on what they did to you.
Yeah, it's like
I'm just,
mirroring.
yeah. So how important is it to set the boundaries on the
It's-
self journey,
goodness.
the self-care journey?
It's very important
Mhm.
because setting boundaries protects you. It
Okay.
doesn't make you selfish because I felt like people were trying to be like, oh, you're selfish. You don't want people to do that. No, listen,
Is it okay to be selfish though?
a little bit. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, but don't call it selfish. It's self-care.
Self-care. Hey.
Listen, I care for myself enough to know that I can't step in for you right now.
Okay.
You know?
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
It's not selfish. It's
self-care.
self-care.
Oh, y'all been watch out.
I know. She had said self-full.
Full.
It's
You
you
know,
being self-full. You know, and
I'm like self-care.
okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So what does the self-care healing journey expose about the individual?
It depends on what you want to see. It depends on what you want to see because sometimes you'll see things you didn't want to see. But if you're wise enough, you'll allow God to show you so you can deal with it.
Okay.
You know, so it'll show you your deepest, most darkest part of you. And when you thought you was 100%, God gonna show you. Let me show you where where I need to chisel you at and humble you.
So what did
Okay.
God show you that you weren't ready to see?
Man, I wasn't ready to see that. I was a very passive person.
Really?
I let people walk all over me. You know, I allowed things to happen that I shouldn't have allowed happen. I lacked boundaries. I lacked to speak up for myself, you know, and he showed me that. And it was very hard to see because it's like, no, but God, I love myself. I wouldn't let that happen. Of course, you now would have let that happen, but you then was allowing it.
Yeah.
You know, so it was tough. It's like, shit, like, damn.
What do you think that comes from though?
That comes from not seeing that in the home. You know, it always stemmed from the childhood. How was you raised? What did your parents teach you? Because I feel like Again, I'm Caribbean. We're taught church. You know, we're not taught how to care for ourselves, how to tell somebody, hey, fall back. Don't talk to me this way. Or sometimes you say that, but then your environment telling you you're being mean, you know? So it's just
Okay. Did you ever feel any struggles being more of a chocolate complexion?
chocolate complexion? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because
Because from
No.
my experience, I know a lot of
I know they talk about
dark-skinned women kind of deal with that when it comes to confidence and
I'll say
esteem.
personally, and this is me putting my business out there, I deal with hyperpigmentation specifically,
Okay.
but complexion-wise, no.
So you said hyperpigmentation,
Yeah.
like you extra melanated?
No. When I was young, I used to walk in the sun, and I have glasses.
Okay.
So, you know, my self-care, I also apply self-care routines for the skin, making sure, you know, you do what you have to do for your face.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm doing that. I started doing it a year ago, so it's going to take time for me to see an even skin tone. But growing up, you're not really taught that. You're taught to, and this is me put my business out there, you're taught to bleach your skin, you know. And
So it was there then.
no, it was
It was
there.
there
It just wasn't there
psychologically.
for me. It was,
But I mean, if
it was
you
in
were-
a community, but not for me. Like, it was not a problem for me. But I
Okay.
saw people do it.
Okay, you saw
Right.
it. So you don't feel it had no effect on you in a psychological way.
Kind of, because then, how you going to pull that out of me?
I mean, we
Watch
got
yourself.
to.
Watch yourself.
Because it goes back
and
to...
you're right, because I remember I was young, and I would see people practice it, and then I was being told, you need to practice that too.
Mhm.
You know, because in Haiti, they praise the white people.
Yeah.
You know, and so they come in America, and we in this church, and I'm not trying to put nobody's business out there, but the church praise the white people because we in that community where we fellowship. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's churches that fellowship with one another, and when the whites come,
Mhm.
it's more like, excuse me, skirts need to be longer, no makeup, no hair, no weave,
So it was more like...
very conservative. And if you sit
Okay.
in front, you take makeup, you natural, come natural.
Okay.
So they were very praised amongst us,
Mm-hmm.
especially the Haitian community. And so, you know,
I've
so
seen that a lot,
they will
especially
encourage
within
that.
the Haitian community.
Yeah.
You know, like at jobs, I would hear some Haitian women would say, you know, I want to have a baby by a
by a
white man.
yeah,
Because
and
it's going to have good hair.
good hair, good
I'm like, what the
complexion, and it's
Yeah.
like,
And that's how all those things can happen. And then
Yeah.
you're seeing the shows. Like, I'm not sure if you ever saw Spider-Man with Venom.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look at Venom,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Notice what made him the Venom. He had the plasma, which they call a symbiote, right? That dropped from the universe. So to
Right.
me, that was an example of melanin.
Okay.
But notice when Peter Parker had it on, he had soul. He was slapping, and you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
psychologically, that was them trying to
Yeah.
teach you that being dark or blackness was bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's little subliminal things like that that they put in movies that people don't realize
don't
how
catch
you're
it.
being... Exactly.
They don't catch it.
So that's the only reason why I was asking that,
Yeah.
because I've seen it happen all the time. Like dark-skinned women, they got the cake. Well, here is light and there is
Yeah.
the skin. And I'm like, yo, like, what? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So do you think you have to, like, okay, when it comes to forgiving, how important is just forgiving yourself?
Forgiving in general is a sign of growth,
Okay.
you know, and I feel like you're going to always have to revisit that forgiveness part. You're going to always have to revisit that. So forgiveness is important so you can leave all that behind you and move forward with your life. That's why it's important. It's to take the shackles off. It's
Yeah.
to take those chains that's holding you back, you know.
What about when it comes to forgiving others, like certain relationships that you may have been in? Not necessarily like romantic, but
Right.
whether it's friends, like somebody that tried to
But
sabotage you.
Right. So that goes in that too, because I
Okay.
feel like in my healing journey, I was healing from things that didn't happen yet. But as I was speaking to my friend, she was already telling me, you know, I don't think I have the capacity to be that friend for you. And she was honest, but I already had healed from that because I was not getting that from anyone, you know. And if I was, it was very, you know, limited. Oh, we ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to. And it's like, we should talk about it,
Yeah.
you know. So
No, you're right. You definitely should. So what would you say to people that say, man, I don't need no healing. I ain't broken?
that's broken language right there.
Hold on. spitting bars. Broken language.
That's
I didn't know there was a broken language.
That's broken language.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other terms within the broken language that like a person could look out for to know like that they are broken?
Yeah. Oh, I don't need to change. I'm good where I'm at. This is good.
Good
You're
where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a sign that you have a fixated mindset. You have a broken language.
Fixated mindset. Oh wow, this girl is really spitting today.
Listen.
Okay. All right. So how important is community?
It's very important. It helps you with your growth, and it helps you to feel that you're a part of something bigger, and to feel that you're not alone. And not every community, your community.
But how do you identify your community?
You have to identify self first. Identify yourself, and then you'll know your tribe.
Okay. Your tribe. So have you ever had to deal with a family member no longer being your tribe?
Of course.
Wow.
And it was sad, but then I was like, sis, I kind of told you let's go, but I'm not finna go back with you. I'm not gonna try to pull you out, because if I pull you, I'm gonna drown too. Okay. I told you let's go.
All right. Well, you can lead across the water, but you can't make them drink.
I can't make them drink, but you can always catch me. But you got to catch me, because I'm gone. That's it.
Okay. So I heard you said you had the workshop, the healing workshop.
Yes.
What made you want to put that together?
Because that's actually my second annual, and it's going to be on my birthday, because I felt like for 2 years I've been having the worst birthdays ever.
Really? Aw.
Yeah, and I felt last year was the pivotal moment of like, no, I think I need to now choose who I want to celebrate with me. Now, the workshop is open, but the after isn't. That's reservation only. People who I would allow last season, last version of me, to come celebrate with me. I'm not doing that no more, because you have to be mindful. I had to be mindful who I allow in my environment. So the healing workshop is there to shed light on painting used as a tool in self-care to help focus your mind off of the past and just keep focus on yourself in the future.
Okay.
And so I just think it'll be a dope thing to come and just enjoy yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I heard you singing on the gram. You got an album dropping?
I could, but I do poetry. And don't quote me on the do twice.
The do.
The do twice.
Nah, you good, man.
But
hey.
I do have a poetry
We're human.
Yeah, that's called.
All right.
It's not recorded, but it's called "You Were Built for This." I kind of spoke that on my first healing workshop.
All right. Can you give us something here real quick?
Let me channel my inner.
Yes. Let's channel the inner.
The saging, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It'll quick. Do what I remember.
Yes, a little snippet.
A little snippet. You were built for this. You was built to hurt. You was built to love. You was built to laugh. You were built for this. You was built to be the shoulders for someone to lean on. You were built for this. You was built to be an environment and still be the light in the darkness. You were built for this. You was built for God to use you. You were built for this. You was built to come out of your darkness, to come out of your sadness, to come out of your depression. You were built for this. You was built to love and be loved. You, my friend, were built for this.
Hey, you were built for this.
And today, this is what I feel like this is God ordained. It came to my memory. I was like, oh, Addy, you came up with a poetry. And I was like, oh, because you were built for this.
Yes.
You was built to go in and come out. And you came out.
Yes, you was.
So
Okay. You have any children?
No.
No. Okay.
But I do.
So
I
she's
do
a
have
high value woman, fellas.
Listen.
You know.
I have 300. I have 300 children who loves me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a teaching position now, and I'm very excited about it.
Wow, that's awesome. What grade are you teaching?
I'm teaching middle school. I'm teaching elementary to middle school, y'all. Pray for me.
Wow. Yes, you definitely got a job on your hand right there.
Listen, God said double for your trouble.
Double for your trouble.
And use it wisely.
Okay. Hey, you using it wisely. So would you date a guy? Are you dating?
No.
Okay.
Am I talking to anyone? No. It is vital that you don't speak to the opposite sex in a relationship way when you are healing.
So you're still in the journey.
It does nothing for you. Huh? What journey? Okay. No. I'll say this. The journey don't end. You
Okay.
know, if you
No, I get what you're saying. So, because I believe you can like healing is an individual journey.
mm-hmm.
But if you meet someone that can complement, that
Yes.
doesn't take away from that process,
Right.
then it's okay. You know,
Right.
God made Adam and Eve.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I do believe if the right person is on that right frequency and they're going where you're going, it's okay to come together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I do feel, and I have
Mhm.
witnessed some people use that as an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think this person. No.
Mm-hmm.
God don't send confusion.
No,
and,
of
if,
course.
and then God don't send someone that's gonna make you fall.
No,
You
exactly.
understand what I'm saying? So you, like you said, you got to make sure we're in the right frequency, that we're going towards the same goal.
Yes. No, you're right. That is extremely important, you know, because it's okay to have that support system
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of the
Listen, man,
opposite gender.
I was like, God, me and my prayer time. I was like, God, you ain't gonna say nobody. Come on now, I ain't gonna say I wasn't lonely, but I was not gonna compromise where I was.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, God.
So you're not dating now?
Nope, not dating.
All
Not
right.
talking.
Not talking, not nothing.
Nada.
All right. But if you were, would you date a guy with kids?
See, listen. One. One.
Uno. She said one.
Only child.
Okay, one. All right.
Yeah.
Because I do believe it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes that other woman could be better for a mom than the actual mom, or
Right.
vice versa.
Or just depend on, now you're in a different space,
Yes.
you know, and you shouldn't be limited because of your outcome.
Yes.
I just need to see how you're using your outcome.
Yes.
You know.
Exactly. Okay.
So be responsible.
So what's next for you?
Well, I have many things in stores. Like I'm so excited because now I'm allowing God to use me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a wellness center coming out. I have books coming out.
All
You know,
right.
I have manuals coming out, how to heal from a heartbreak, how to heal from disappointment. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff in stores.
Right.
Just
you have
follow
your
me.
plate full.
Yeah. Well, it's good food.
Yes. Your cup overrunneth.
Listen,
All
for
right.
everybody.
Yes. And you have your podcast, right?
I do have my podcast called Healing Conversations. It's on Instagram, Healing Conversation.
All right.
Okay.
Healing Conversations. I'm going to have to give you a call.
Yes.
You know
I'm
what
gonna have
I'm
to
saying?
have you on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah.
You know, because I think, like you said, self-reflection, self-awareness is so important.
It is
So-
important.
And I do believe that it's a continuous journey,
Of course.
right?
Mhm.
Well, let everybody know where they can officially find you at.
Well, you can find me on Instagram, @AddieSpeaks_. And you can find me on Facebook, Addy Speaks Frederick. But Addy Speaks will come up in all platforms.
All right. And make sure you send them to Addy to the workshop.
Yes, it's on the link. Click the link in the bio and actually purchase your ticket.
Yes.
Don't just mesmerize yourself with the LinkedIn. Use the LinkedIn. Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Well, thank you, Queen. It was a pleasure to have you on. This was so great.
Thank you. Thank you.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Williams. I Talk Gray, and we out of here.